Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to pull this cover off. Really have no desire to fix this mower. Is a Reeves drive unit. It's got some good parts on it. I'm going to take the parts off before I scrap it out. When you move this lever, it moves the belt tightener. And that slides the belt in and out of a variable pulley. It's got a spring-loaded pulley in the back. And that spring-loaded pulley changes diameter by sliding the belt further down into the pulley. They don't work well. The Troy mower that I got rid of had that same drive on it. It's not a good system. Now this mower's got all kinds of bells and whistles on it, and I don't know how expensive a mower it was. I really didn't pay much attention to who made it. I just was wondering whether it had a good engine in it. Before I set the flywheel, I want to make sure and get this little key in there in the proper orientation. That's the little shear key. So in case the mower comes up against something really solid that would stop the engine, rather than cracking the flywheel or causing it to fly off or break something, it shears this key, which stops the engine. Because the minute this key shears, it throws the engine ignition timing out, and it won't fire anymore. Very cold out here today. It was 60 degrees on Friday, but it is about 25 today. So I'm out here in a tent, and the tent doesn't do much. Oh, the magnet is holding onto the ignition coil. There. Seven-eighths is too small, 1 inch is just a little too big. Let's spin this crank around so that I can get the magneto away from the magnet. There. Now the idea is just to put this thing together, do a test run on it, see if I can't get it to fire and pop off. Definitely working cold. Now what I want to do is set the flywheel key into the groove on the flywheel. There. That's got it seated. The trick is to get that little key down into the keyway so that it'll align this magnet with that magneto so that it fires just as the thing reaches just before top dead center. Now if I don't have that set right, it can fire before top dead center, which makes the engine stop, or it can fire after top dead center, which means it runs, but it runs real poorly because most of the explosive power is lost through the exhaust. All this stuff can come back off and go back in the bucket because I need to remove this, and having this on top makes it much more difficult to remove the ignition coil. To get that off, I need to get that magnet out of the way so it doesn't keep grabbing my wrench. And I'm going to loosen up these screws and take them out. It's been 4 months since I worked on this last. And I don't want to put this together incorrectly. Spend a lot of time trying to figure out why it didn't work. So I'm doing a rough fit just to see how it goes, and we'll go from there. Right now my fingers are numb. Whew. That is seriously cold. Fire department is right down the street, so anytime there's a fire anywhere, I get to hear the sirens. It's reassuring knowing that the volunteer fire department is always ready to jump into the vehicles and go. If my house was on fire, I'd want to have that sound coming really quick. I'm going to be working on the lawnmower in here and see if I can't get some spark and pop out of the engine, just to see what's going to happen. One of the things I got to do is I got to go get a 15/16 socket so that I can tighten up all the pieces on the flywheel. Then I want to install this new ignition coil. That should take care of all my issues and make it so that this little bugger pops right off and goes. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on this channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching.